It's only Monday and I'm already feeling burnt out. Good morning. The last thing I want to do is get up. It is so cold. It's so cold. I try not to go on my phone for the first 20 to 30 minutes after waking up. It usually helps my body wake up more naturally instead of being jolted awake by stimulation. And I find when I do start the day by doom scrolling and checking my notifications right away, it just makes me feel a lot more reactive and I'm not able to focus as well throughout the day. All right, hello. I washed my face and now we can have a proper conversation. So I'm really aiming for a minimum viable routine today is what I like to call it. First off, it's just been the longest year ever and I'm tired. I'm someone when I work on something, when I start something, when I do anything, I really go all in. I find it very hard to slow down. And this past weekend, my head was really hurting like all weekend. My body was just telling me like, please just stop and just chill. The other thing is yesterday I was at a cooking class and there's a point to the story. I met this lady at the class. She was so cool. She's fully retired and she travels around the world. She was telling me how when she was in Italy, she met this family that had this whole plot of land and they dedicated that land to resting. I was like, resting? So that like really stuck with me. But that also kind of inspires why I'm here this morning and filming this video, because I was like, you know, I am not feeling good. I also have a couple more days of work this week. I'm so close before Christmas. If you're my manager, I love my job. I'm just a little tired. We've all had a year. How I like to approach my days and my mornings when I feel this way is I'm not aiming to be productive. I'm just aiming to do whatever my body needs to give myself energy. So I'm really gonna take my time with everything. I'm really gonna take it slow. If I don't do something that I usually like to do in the morning, I'm not gonna freak out. And prioritizing things that are really, really good for my nervous system and calming her down. I am gonna go on a walk first. Seeing the sunlight as soon as I can first thing in the morning and just getting movement, light movement in is never ever something I regret and always makes me feel better. So I'm gonna start off with that and see where the morning leads me. So something small I even like to do on things like today are just to not wear leggings or anything that makes me feel even a little bit uncomfortable, but not in a way where I feel frumpy and not cute in my outfit. Like I'm just wearing a plain t-shirt and track pants, which I love these pants so much. They're from With Jean. They're my favorite thing to wear when I want to look cute and feel cute, but I don't want to wear leggings because I just don't feel like putting that on my body right now. You know what I mean? Even doing something like that just helps my body feel like it can relax more, but also putting on something that makes you feel good mentally is helpful too, because there's nothing worse than not feeling confident in an outfit you leave the house in. This is my favorite part of the morning. Making my morning tea now. First cutting up some ginger, and then I'm gonna add in hawthorn, which is a fruit that's often used as an herb. It's really, really good for digestion. And I'm just gonna do some green tea and squeeze some lemon on top, which is also really good for digestion. This is what the hawthorn looks like. It's all dried up. So you can usually find this in most like Chinese grocery stores. And it's dumped like this much. I purposely avoided working out today. First off, I've been recovering from some issues in my neck and my back, and I've been going to PT And so in general, I'm supposed to be taking it easy on my body, and taking a step to intentionally not work out is hard for me, and I don't like it because especially if I have time in the morning, it just feels natural to work out. If I'm really not feeling great and I'm feeling burnt out and my body and my nervous system are just feeling a little fried, I'm especially being intentional about not doing it. Something I've realized about myself in general, about why I get burnt out so easily, is that yes, like I was saying before, when I do something, I go all in and I really find it hard to slow down. But I also just can be such a perfectionist sometimes, and it's exhausting. I just like can't let things go. Like the smallest things I can be so meticulous about. Even on a morning like this, like I'm so tempted to show you like a more perfect version of a morning routine, even though it's a burnout morning routine. Like I'm tempted to show you all the good things, like a very optimized, like productive morning. I just feel like that's what we associate morning routines with. And though this is part of me like unlearning that behavior in a way, and just being okay with things being a little bit imperfect. So yeah, just a little morning reflection. Also, I put on a little red sweater because I was feeling festive. I also got cold. I've been stealing all of my mom's clothes because most of my clothes are in New York right now. She has so much red and a lot of great sweaters. And this in itself just put me in a holiday spirit. And I'm in a more cheery mood because I'm reminded that Christmas is coming so soon. I have really come to love puzzling this past year. It's not something I usually do in the mornings. I'll usually do it at night, if anything. But I've found it's really great at gently stimulating my brain while still calming my nervous system. So it's something I really crave when I want to do a relaxing, slower activity. And I just find it so much fun. He always wants a bite. Every time we eat, he comes running. If I'm stressed, I'm the type to have no appetite or default to something just like kind of unhealthy and just really convenient. So I try to not to do that because obviously that's not good for me. So I just make a little breakfast plate like this usually when I don't feel like putting too much effort in, because this is really easy. Cooking eggs like this is like the easiest way you can make eggs, quite honestly. And like all the assembly like really does not take that much time at all. So I love making a little breakfast plate because it takes very little effort and it's delicious. So when I usually get really busy with work during the weekday or even on a weekend, if I just have a lot of random plans and the day is just like flying by, I will say I'm not the best about making sure I eat at an appropriate time. Like oftentimes on weekdays, I will be eating my first meal around 11, 12, sometimes even 1 p.m. I'll still make sure I'm getting enough protein and my fiber and just making sure I'm eating a sufficient amount of food. The timing of it is what gets pushed back so much. And I feel my body get so stressed out when this happens. It's really good. But I'm making it a point to eat breakfast at breakfast time because that's what it should be eaten. Because what's the point of having a really great, slow, peaceful morning if a few hours later I just stress my body out all over again by not eating? I actually love eating in this position. It's so like comforting. I wish it was socially acceptable to sit like this at restaurants. I would love that. Something else even is just not looking at my computer, at my phone while I'm eating, it just really helps me eat slower. I actually feel like I have a little bit of a break to let myself just chill. Elite combo is honestly some of the egg, kimchi. I'm gonna take some cottage cheese and avocado off the bread with some of this everything but the bagel seasoning. Look at that. It's so good. Why is it so good? It's the afternoon now, so I'm gonna cap things off here. But honestly, a quick little look back of the morning. I ironically went into this morning having more planned because, again, like the pressure of putting any type of routine or any part of your life on camera, you inevitably want it to turn out well. You want it to look like a more idealistic version of your life. But then I reminded myself as I was going through this morning, like, no, I should just be going about it how I would go about it, taking things slow, going on a shorter walk because I was feeling really cold, honestly. I was like, oh, maybe I should read my book too. And I was like, you know what? Like, no, I actually just don't want to right now. And that's also why I puzzled, because that's almost something I always want to do. It's just very calming for me. Glad I didn't put so much pressure on myself to be like, this is the perfect morning routine, because that is literally the goal of this video, is to not do that. Starting to feel a little less burnt out. This was luckily not the worst I've been burnt out in my life. I probably would have been bawling my eyes out like every 30 minutes if that was the case. Luckily, we're not at that stage, and my whole goal is just to not let myself get there anymore ever again. I'm curious if you're watching and you've experienced burnout, how you get through that, like what your routine looks like for you, because I'm sure there's other things I could be doing even more of. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.